Hello everyone, you're back here at Ashmere Lakes with Aaron. It's now the morning of the night before. Unfortunately I haven't had anything as of yet. However, I've kept an eye on a spot I found on the right hand side. I've found a nice spot. You know, it's fairly hard. I got quite a crack when I hit the spot, so I'm quite confident that might be a feeding area. So all I've done this morning, a couple of hours ago, I threw out some baits. I'm using the Triple S and the Killer, and I'm using them together just to see if I can get them competing against each other and to get that quick result. So all we can do really is wait and see to see if that has any effect. All I'm going to be doing now is using my Snowman rig that I do go on about. So to start off with, I'm going to show you the actual rig and how I've actually put it together. I'm not going to make it up now. So to be honest, I haven't got a lot of battery on my phone that I'm recording on. Plus, I just want to get my bait out there as soon as, because I've only got a few hours left till I go home. So I'll quickly talk you through the rig that I've got, and then I'll show you how I prepare the bait and how to put it all together. So starting off here, I've got about 8 inches of the quarter end trap soft, all stripped back, and I've got it. Took the coating off about 1.5 inches. That makes any free movement that needs to happen from carp taking it or wafting around the area nice and free, and it also gives it that kickback effect, so that when the PVA foam just comes off, that's just going to kick out nicely, like so. I've also added to that a large sinker, which is just on the end there, and I've threaded it on. I've put it all the way down to where the stripped end trap soft stops. Okay, and then the hook I've gone for is a curved shank hook, size 6. Now for my bait presentation, what I tend to do with this rig, if you can see that there, I've got a couple of beads attached to the hook with a size 11 swivel, if you can just see that there, size 11 swivel just between the 2 beads. Okay, now all I have to do there is, with the first swivel that goes onto the hook, which will be this one here that my thumb's over, you put the pointed end of the tear-shaped swivel onto the hook first, and then you place the swivel, size 11 swivel, onto the hook like so, and then you secure the swivel in place with the second bead. But this time when you put the bead on, you put the fatter end on first. So what in theory you're actually doing, you're creating a free moving swivel with the buffer effect between both the beads, so it's running up against both of the fat ends. And that's my actual rig. I'm very confident in this rig. Caught me a lot of fish, and the hook hold is phenomenal. And just down the other end, all it is just tied off with a loop and a figure of 8 knot. Very strong knot and effective. But as I said previously, this hook hold is phenomenal. Hopefully, maybe not in this session, but in future sessions I'll bring you some carp and you'll see the effect of the actual hook hold. So that's the actual rig, and what I'm going to fish it with is a Snowman rig, and I've opted to go for an 18mm bottom bait, and I'm going to go for the Killer. Okay, and then I'm going to pair that off with a little pop-up. They're only small, I think they're 10mm pop-ups, and I'm going to pair that off together and hope that I can get a take. And I'm just going to show you how I prepare my baits for the Snowman rig. A lot of people do the cut and shut, where you snip half, or so you snip a part of the bottom bait off, you snip a part of the pop-up off, and you flatten them together. Well, what I'm going to do is, I don't really want to affect the buoyancy of the pop-up too much. So all I'm going to do is, I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm going to take my bottom bait, and I'm going to carve a circular hole, sort of like a crater, into my bottom bait. And you can see here, these baits are so nice to work with. I'm carving the little circle in there, and that's just coming out perfect. You know, a lot of baits crumble at this point, and you know, they don't go how you want them to go. But I'm literally just working away at it, and doing it like this, you can just do it until you're happy. So you just keep trimming it back with the blade of the scissor until you've got that presentation that you really want. So as you can see here, that perfect little crater there, and then all you do, I take my pop-up just to check before you actually attach it to the hook and see how it sits in there. Now if you see how that's sitting in there, that's perfect. You know, the pop-up sitting in there, it sits in there perfect, I haven't even got to hold on to it, and that's not affecting any of the buoyancy of the pop-up whatsoever. That presentation will be fantastic, and the hook hold, as I said previously, you won't get better. You will not get better. So the next stage is to place the baits onto the swivel. Now I do this by taking the bait floss, again from Quarter Bait Floss, and I've taken quite a large length of it because I'm not brilliant with fiddly things, so I want more to work with, just to make it slightly easier for myself. Get the floss and I thread it through the eye of the swivel that's already attached to the hook, like so. So that's now all ready to go, as you can see. I'll just put that down out of the way for a moment. I take my baiting needle and my bottom bait. I place the baiting needle with the crater that I've created. I want that to go onto the baiting needle first, and I just push it on nice and slowly. You don't have to rush these sort of things. Some people do, and that can cause baits to crumble and split in half. Not that they will with these baits, because I've actually done it before, but I always like to take time. And then I just take my rig with the bait floss, take the two tag ends of the floss and just fold them over, creating a loop. I'm not tying anything off, I'm just creating that little loop there, hooking the loop onto my baiting needle and slowly pushing the baits down onto the swivel, like so. Now this bit, just be nice and slow. You want to push the bait onto the swivel so that the entire swivel is sitting inside the bait there. So just take your time and really just push it in there softly, because again, baits can split at this stage if you do it too quick. So you just pull it in nice and slowly, like so. Now you can see that entire swivel is inside that bait, and this bait will be free moving. It can rotate wherever it likes, which is the effect we want to make it a lot harder for the carp to eject the baits. And then the next stage, we just take our little 10mm pop-up, do exactly the same again. Just place the pop-up onto the baiting needle nice and slowly, try to get it as central as you can. Just ease it through there nice and slowly, like so. Take your rig again, same as before, fold the tag ends in half, creating the loop, and just pop the pop-up onto the floss again, and just feed it down nice and gently until it sits in the bottom bait. So now we have a situation like this. Now this is a bit where it gets fiddly, and I might make mistakes, as in dropping the hair stop. But all we do now, you take the two tag ends of the floss. The way I do it, I create the loop with the little overhand knot, as so, and I work it down until the hole is fairly small. And now this bit might be out of camera shot, because I need to rest it onto something. But all I'll do, I'll just take my bait stop. Sorry about that. Just take my bait stop and I'll thread it into the little loop we've made, like so, and just pull it down, pull the floss all the way down, trapping the little bait stop in place like so, and then secure it with the overhand knot, and do that again just to be doubly sure, like so. Oh, see, I told you not good, that's just, there you go. Perfect. Then that is it all done. All we do now, snip off the excess tag ends of the floss, throw them away, take a lighter and just blob them down, and that is my finished Snowman rig from start to finish. And as you can see here, the hook now is facing away from me, and that hook hold every time it just catches. It's so aggressive. Hook's just facing away and it's just in straight away every time. It's, you know, such an aggressive hook hold, purely because all the weight is on the hook. Do you know what I mean? So as soon as that gets into the carp's mouth, they're having trouble ejecting it due to the rotation of the baits, you know, and they just can't get rid of it. And I'm pretty confident. A couple of lakes I've fished previously have been barbless only, and it's one of the reasons I went for this hook presentation, because the hook holds so strong that you'd think I was on a barbed hook, because they're just in that tight bit of gristle in their mouth or in the scissors, and they just can't dislodge it. But this is my Snowman rig, and hopefully it's going to bring me a carp in the next 4 or 5 hours before I go home. Now I'm just going to put it out on that spot I've pre-baited and see what results we get. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. See you later, guys.